Hey everyone, today we'll be discussing how to do drawings using Archicad 19. And what I want us to look at today is the Archicad screen. I want us to understand the Archicad screen. What are these? When you open Archicad, what are you able to see and what is it used for? So we'll be opening Archicad from the start, then we'll understand the Archicad screen so that you can know all that you can see on an Archicad screen. Where is it used as you do designs on Archicad 19? So, as to open Archicad, you'll just come to your to your desktop. Then you'll go to the Archicad icon on the screen. Then you will double click on it. So you give it time to open. Then once it opens, you will be now open in Archicad, and now you can do your design so that you can be able to see the Archicad screen. Yes. So our main aim today is to understand the Archicad screen so that you can see all that you can see in an Archicad screen. Where is it used? We'll just say continue once it brings this one. Okay, once Archicad is open, this is the screen that you'll be able to see. This is the screen that you'll be able to see, and we want to understand everything on this screen. What is it meant for? For example, here where I am highlighting using my mouse, this is the menu. The menu has all these icons. I will give you a summary before we start, then we'll go to details. So this is the menu or up here. Then we have this one which follows here, and it's called the toolbar. The toolbar follows the menu here, up here. Then here we have the info box. Info box, it's here. Everything down here after the toolbars is the info box. Then we have the toolbox on your left side here. You can see here it's written the toolbox. It has all these things are under the toolbox. Then on the left side we have the navigator. This one is usually called the navigator. Alright, so this is the navigator on your right side. Then down here we have the scale. The scale here you can see we can zoom in. You can see we have the zoom, the increased zoom, the reduce zoom. These are the zoom, the scale and magnifications. Here we have the scale 1:100. This is the current scale. Then here we have the magnifications. If you want to zoom, then we have the magnification is here. Okay, scale and magnifications, they are up to here. Then these ones now, they are the zoom and pan items. If you want to move your drawing, you can move it using the pan. The pan helps you to move your screen like this. Okay, this is the pan icon. Zoom will bring the object closer. The zoom out will bring the object further. All right. So these are the zoom and pan items, icons. So we have been able to see this is the menu. This is the toolbars. Then we have the info box here. We have the toolbox. We have the navigator, where you can be able to go to ground floor, first floor, second floor. We'll be able to look at it in detail, and how you can be able to see this, all these things. If you can't be able to see them on your screen right now, how will you be able to find them? Then we have the scale here and the magnification up to here. Then we have the zoom and pan controls. All right, so let's get into it. We will start with understanding the menu. The menu has the file, edit, view, design, documents, options, teamwork, window, and help. So the menu usually displays pull down menus, which related commands grouped under a main heading. You see like file, it has commands here. They are grouped under a main heading called file. We have edit, it has a display pull down. It displays pull down menus. All these are menus under edit. They are grouped under a main heading called edit. If you come to design, it is a pull down menu. It has all these commands grouped under a main heading called design. All right, all these, you see everything. If you click here, we have so many commands here. All right, so the menu is made up of all these specific Archicad icons. All these ones, they are just like the same as those ones that you'll find in Word or Excel. In Word, you'll find this file, you'll find edit, maybe you'll find view. You see, you may find documents. Also, this menu could be the same with those ones that you find in Microsoft Excel or Microsoft Word. So they are the same. So here we have the menu. It helps you get these commands, find all those commands, and you'll be seeing the commands as you continue. So now under the menu, we have the toolbars. The toolbars is a collection of commands or menus displayed in icon or in text form. You see, if you see these icons, if you just pointed them, it will tell you in text what it is. This one shows save. This one shows undo or delete. This one shows pickup parameter. This one shows index parameters. So it shows the measure. Also, all these commands that are here in the toolbar, they are grouped by topic. Okay, the predefined toolbars are like, some are for 3D visualization, some are for on-screen view options, some are for standard layouting. You see, all these ones, they have different works. So we shall be able to see as we draw drawings, how we shall use these toolbars. Okay, so under the toolbars, now we have if you want to see the toolbars, maybe you can see them on your screen. You can know how to display the toolbars on your screen. So what you'll do, you'll go to Windows, then you'll go to toolbars. Okay, if you go to toolbars, or you may maybe right click the title bar or any toolbar on screen to display the list of defined toolbars. Click any toolbar in the list to display it. All these are toolbars. Whatever you want to be displayed shall be displayed. Maybe you see the toolbars can help you in 3D visualization, arrange elements. It can help you in attributes. Maybe let's just try pick the 3D visualization. If you add it here, you can be able to see this perspective. You can be able to see axonomy. You can be able to see the perspective here. You can be able to see to show selection using Mackay. You see, it helps you with the 3D visualization. Let's go back so that you can see all these toolbars. You can go to window again, go to toolbar, you go to arrange elements. You'll see another toolbar come up here. It can show you how you can arrange elements by suspending groups. You can unlock all. You can show all layers. So this is the toolbar for arrange elements. If you want to see other toolbars, you want to come back to toolbars and maybe edit elements. You want to only those edit elements. You'll be able to see all of them here. Okay, so the toolbars will be able. They are usually grouped under a topic. You see, like edit elements, we have all these tools. All these tools, if we have a drawing, they'll be if you have a drawing here, they can be used, so they can be selectable. But you can see, like now we can't select them because we have no drawing in our screen. Okay, so these toolbars, if you go to window, then you go to toolbars, you can see all these toolbars here. If you want teamwork, it will bring you a toolbar for teamwork. If you want toolbar for what else, mini navigator, you see, it will bring you a toolbar for navigation. If you want a toolbar for maybe what else, okay, maybe you want for library parts, it will bring you the road libraries, create container, all this. So if you want to remove all these toolbars from your screen, you just come and cancel them. Okay, so we have seen the functions of a toolbar. So if whatever you want, you'll just go to Windows, then to toolbars, then they can be displayed on your screen. Okay, now we'll go to the next thing, which is a toolbox. You see the toolbox is here. In the toolbox, we can see arrow, we can see Mackay, we can see in design. You see in design, we can see wall, door, window, column. We can see another arrow pointing down. If you click here, you see the toolbox usually have the select elements like arrow and Mackay. Then we have design elements. If you want documents, you'll just click on documents. It will show you all of them under documents. If you want more, you just click on it. It will give you all these ones. All right. So this is called a toolbox. So a toolbox shows a variety of tools for selection. Okay, so maybe we can have even the 3D construction, the 2D drawing and visualization. By default, the toolbox is divided into tool groups. The tool groups is like select, we have arrow and Mackay, we have design, which has all these ones, we have documents, which has all of these ones, we have more, which to make it easier to locate the tool you need, any tool that you need. If you want to draw a spline, you see, you will just come and draw, you shall get it in the toolbox. Okay, maybe if you want to design, you want a wall, you'll just come and find it in the toolbox. Okay, if you want a column, you'll find it in the toolbox. Anything that you want, if you want an object, you can just place it from the toolbox. So, besides the standard set of tools, additional tools can appear in the toolbox depending on the installation and the available add-ons. So, you can find other things that those I have told you, depending on what the add-ons, things that are maybe extensions that have been added while Archicad was being installed. Right, so to display the toolbox, maybe you can't find the toolbox on your screen. How are you able to display it? So if you can see the toolbox, you'll go to Windows, then you go to Palettes. You see, if you go to Palettes, you go to Toolbox. Okay, if you go to Toolbox, now you can't see it. You want to see it, if you wanted it to disappear, that was what you do. If you want it to appear again, you'll have to go to Window, then you go to Palette, then you go to Toolbox. Okay, where's Toolbox? And you see your toolbox there, it has appeared. All right, so we have been able to see the toolbox. So if what about if we wanted to customize the toolbox, what do we do to customize the toolbox? We want it to look unique depending on the purpose you want it to serve. You will just use the controls. You will go to options, then you will go to work environments, and the options, you will go to work environments, then you'll go to Toolbox. All right. If you go to Toolbox page, you will be able to customize the content and the arrangement of your toolbox. You can choose what you want to appear and what you don't want to appear. Okay. So maybe you can say you want to remove the arrow. So you will remove the arrow. If you remove the arrow, if you come to arrow, you see it's done, it's removed. But if you want it to appear again, you will go to options. You know, some of the things you don't use them all the time. So some things you may realize in your projects you don't need them. You want to access those keys that you are mostly using on your toolbox. Here you'll go to work environment again. You go to toolbox. If you go to toolbox, you'll come. You want arrow. Okay. If you want arrow, you will add arrow. Yeah, and maybe you want it to go up. If you want it to go up, you'll just pull it up. Then you say okay. So that's where you want your arrow. All right. Wow. So maybe we do not want to have the shell and the skylight. How do we customize our toolbox so that it doesn't have maybe we don't want the shell, the skylight, the skirting wall tool, and the move. We want to do away with them. So what will we do? We will still come to the options. Then we shall come to the work environments. Then we shall come to the toolbox, right? If you come to the toolbox, now in our toolbox, we'll be able, we said that we do not want the skylights, we do not want the, what else don't we want? The morph, you see, for the morph, we add to selected, no, you see, if we click the morph, it will add to select, but now we do not want the morph here. So the morph is under design. In the design, that's where we'll be able to remove it. So we'll come, whatever we do not want, like morph, we remove. What else don't we want? The shell, we remove. What else don't we want? The skylight, we remove. Okay. Now maybe when we do not have the curtain wall, we'll not use any curtain wall, we remove. Okay, so we'll just say okay. So it will update itself and we will find all those things they are not there. All right. If we want to add them, we'll continue back to it. So we shall go to options, we should go to work environment, we should go to toolbox. If we go to toolbox, now we want to add them. So we go to design. So what we removed, all right, you see they are not here. So if we want to add them, we'll go to skylight, we add to selected, we add. If we want morph, we will go select morph from here, we add to selected. Okay, then all that thing, now we add. Okay, so you'll find that our morph is back. Morph is back and the skylight is back. I think it's interesting. I hope it's interesting as it is. You should take it that way so that you can be able to design using Archicad. Archicad is a very interesting application to use because it's not difficult. It's quite easy. So an easy way of accessing this dialog box is to open the toolbox context menu by right clicking anywhere in the toolbox. You see, anywhere in the toolbox, you can right click, then you go to toolbox. You don't have to go through options, work environment, then toolbox. You can just select anywhere in the toolbox and right click. Then you can be able to add or remove items or customize your toolbox. Specifically, you can customize your toolbox by organizing the tools into groups. Okay, if you want to change the groupings, you can do the same using the toolbox. So you can visit your toolbox and try things, and so that you can be able to see what you can do with your toolbox or not. Okay, let's move on to the info box. You see the info box is here. Why is the info box used? The info box is available for each tool in the toolbox. You see, like now, if we select arrow, the info box is giving us information. Okay, if we go to wall, we can see the information of the wall. We can see the setting dialog. If we click here, we can be able to see what type of wall. Okay, if we want to know the color of the walls, the model of the wall. So the info box usually gives us all these details. So the info box is available for each tool in the toolbox. If you click any tool in the toolbox, it is displayed in the info box. The information box has all these tools in the toolbox. Okay, so for example, if we click the wall tool, if the wall tool is selected, the info box will select the settings, will show us the settings of the wall. The info box contains condensed collection of input and parameter controls that are specific to the selected tool or element. You can be able to edit that element using the info box. While some of these controls are also available in the tool settings dialog box, the info box is a quicker way to access these controls because it stays on screen while you work. You see, the info box is always here. So if you want to change the settings of the door, it can be able to show you the width of the door, the height of the door. So you can just come here quickly. If you want the door to be 800, then it is done. You see, if you want to change the height of the door, maybe you want it 2000, you just select the door, come to the info box. So it's a very quick way of accessing the settings of each element. Okay, by default, the info box is docked at the top of your workspace in a horizontal position. You see, it's in a horizontal position. To show it vertically, you can even change it to vertical. Maybe you like things are shown vertically. That's how you work best. So you can be able to change its positioning to be horizontal. So what will you do? You will let your cursor hover around the info box item to provide a tool tip if you're not sure what the icon represents. So anything that you're not sure what it represents, you'll be able just to let your cursor hover around it, like this one. If you're not sure what this represents, it's a settings dialog. If you're not sure this one what it represents, it's an element, previous library path. If you're not sure what this one represents, it's a wind. You just let your mouse hover over the item. Okay, you can use the scroll mouse or the scroll bar to scroll through the contents of your info box. This mouse, the external mouse, you just scroll over all these items in the info box. If you wanted to change the position, you just, you see the info box was like this. If you move it, it will and bring it down, it will give you an option so that it can be vertical. Maybe you like it that way. So the info box doesn't have always to be horizontal. You can place it vertical. But you see, if it is placed vertically, it is occupying quite a lot of space in your screen. So you may prefer to bring it horizontal. Uh, just press the mouse. You left click the mouse and hold it. Then you move it. You'll find that it has given you an option to go either horizontally or vertically. So how do we display the info box? What if there is no info box displaying on your screen? Maybe we don't have the info box. You see, like this one, we just have the menu, then we have the toolbar. How do we display the info box? So what we'll do to display the info box, we'll go to window, then we'll go to palettes. Okay, so we will be able to tell if your screen doesn't have all these items. So how will you make them appear? Okay, so you will go to palette, then you will go to info box. Where is the info box? This is the info box. Then you'll wait for it to appear. Has it appeared? Yes. So that is so nice. So you can be able to make the info box appear on your screen if it wasn't there. Maybe you open the Archicad, it doesn't have anything on your screen. It just has the menu. You can be able to make all these other items appear, the info box, the toolbox, the toolbars, the navigators. You can always make them appear. All right, so the info box will show controls specific to the active tool or the selected element. Just as we have said, it always gives us information about what is selected in the toolbox. How do we customize the info box? Maybe we want it to have some items, and some items not just to be there because we don't need them. How do you customize the info box? You can customize the order and visibility of the panels in each tool's info box. What you will do, you will go to options, then you'll go to work environment. So you'll go to options, then to work environment, and open the info box page. Okay, so you'll go to select the info box. If you select the info box, an easy way of accessing this dialog box is to open the info box context menu by right-clicking anywhere in the info box. Then click the icon representing the info box customization page. Okay, so if you get this one, just like we did for the toolbox and the toolbar, if you want to remove items, you can always remove. For example, if we see in the window tool, maybe we do not want to see the anchor points, or we want it, those items that we are using a lot, we want them to come up. This menu will help you customize your info box how you want it to be. Okay, like the text styles, opening plain, panel view. If you want to customize it, you can be able to customize it from here. Maybe you wanted the jump length to be at, you see these ones that you can be able to see the plan and section to be the one to start. So you'll just select it. You see, you can just put them on or off. You see, if you you click on the eye, then it switches on. You see, if the eye is open, we can be able to see it. If it's closed, we'll not be able to see it. So it is you to choose what you really want to see in the window tool. If you want to see the window with the elements, you just, the eye is open. If you don't want to see it, you click, close the eye. If you want to see the anchor point, open the eye. If you don't want to see it, close the eye. If you don't want to see the size, open the, if you want to see it, open the eye. If you don't want to see it, close the eyes. So if you do that, maybe we don't want to see the opening plane, we don't want to see the crop, we just want to see how many items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll just say okay. Then we wait for our info box to update. Then we'll just be able to see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The info box continues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then the info box must be continuing. We want all these items are the ones that you have selected so that you can be able to see. But if you wanted to see more, we have said you just left click, then you click on the info box as a shortcut. So what you will do, you will just add more. You'll just add, we want to see all that, we want to see the opening plane, okay, we want to see the tab depth, okay. So you'll find that the info box have more items. All right, so all these items, you can be able to see, and whatever you do not understand, you'll just need to hover the mouse above it so that it will be able to tell you what it is. Good, so we will go to the zoom icons. Okay, now how do you zoom objects on your screen? You can zoom in on details or use zoom out to display more elements. Okay, so if you zoom out, you see like this and it's reduced zoom. If you zoom out, you can be able to see more elements. If you want to see more objects more clearly, you'll just be able to zoom in. If you want to see what these writings are, you just need to zoom in. You see west elevation, you see east elevation. We want to zoom in here, north elevation. Okay, there are several techniques you can be able to achieve these effects. There are several techniques to zoom in and to zoom out. How do you do it? So if you have a mouse, a physical mouse, if you have a mouse, every mouse usually have a wheel that is at the center, and that wheel that is you can be able to roll it. It's a scrolling wheel. That wheel, you can use it to zoom in and to zoom out the area where the cursor is located. For example, the cursor, that plus that you can be able to see. You should place it first at the arrow. You go to toolbox and place it at the arrow. If you point at an item, you usually highlight it. If you just take that wheel and roll it in forward, you'll be able to zoom in. If you lower it backward, you'll be able to zoom out. That is one of the simple techniques to do the zooming. So you'll use your scrolling mouse. You'll zoom in by rolling the mouse forward. You'll zoom out by rolling the mouse backward. Okay. So, if you don't have a wheel mouse, what will you do? If you don't have a wheel mouse, you can still emulate its operation. So you will click on the scroll zoom button. The scroll zoom button on the bottom scroll bar to emulate the operation of a wheel mouse. You zoom in, then you click the bottom and move the cursor upward in the window. Right, if you do not have the wheel mouse, you will come to the screen. If you come to the screen, you'll use the mouse on your laptop. Then you'll just if you click this plus, this circle with a plus, increase zoom, then you just click on your screen. It will increase the zoom. If you want to reduce the zoom, you will just come, then you will select that wheel with a minus, then you will reduce the zoom. Okay, so you can always, you just need to place the cursor. You take the arrow, you place it where you want. Maybe you want to see this column more clearly, so we will zoom in. If you want to see it more, you just move it up using this. Okay, so you zoom in. If it disappears, you just, so the easiest thing is just have a wheel mouse, because it will keep disappearing. You zoom out so that you can be able to see where it is. Alright, this is a column. So there are different ways to zoom in, but you realize that if you use a wheel mouse, an external mouse, if you're using Archicad, it is good that you have an external mouse so that you can, the zooming in, the movement on the screen can be quite easy. Alright. So the next thing we can do is understand the zoom. How do we see the menu commands on zoom? So if you want to see the commands of zoom in the menu, you will go to view. You see, this is the menu. Where do we find zoom on the menu? So we'll go to view, then you will go to zoom. Where is zoom? This is zoom. Then you will go to zoom in. You can go to zoom in or zoom out. Like this one, we can see that it's not there. So you'll go to, maybe you want the actual size. You see, it will show you. Let's go view, zoom. You can see fit in window. That's when it has fitted in window. You can go view, zoom. You can say actual size. It will want to show you the actual size of this column. Maybe to scale. Maybe you can go to zoom. You can go to home zoom. It shows you all the objects that we have drawn. So you can still access zoom from the menu. Another way you can be able to access zoom, if these commands are not available in your view menu, you can use options. You see, maybe you have gone to view, you have not seen view, zoom in or zoom out. You can go to options. In options, you can go to work environment. After you go to work environment, you can go to menus. All right, if you go to menus, let menus open. You can add them. That is what they are telling us, that if you cannot be able to see the zoom in, zoom out in your menu from the view side, you can go to the work environment and now add the zoom uh, icons. So you just need to find where zoom is. You can go and you see, like here we have the view. Okay, if you have view, the view will have zoom. If we have zoom, all the options for the zoom, they are here. For the zoom, there's zoom to selection, there's fit in window, so actual size, home zoom, set home zoom, rotate orientation, add-on commands. So maybe we can check like this one, fit in window. Which one was it? The rotate orientation wasn't there. So what we can do, let's see whether we shall see it there. So let's go to view, to zoom, then we have rotate orientation. All right, so you can be able to do all this. Maybe you want to see zoom to selection, it's not shown. You'll go to options, then you go to work environment, then you go to menus. If you go to menus, let it open, then we want to put it on, so you can be able to activate it from there. All right, so you'll go to view. When it's once it opens, you'll go to zoom. If you go zoom to selection, you see this one wasn't there, it wasn't there, so you add. Let's see whether it will update. If you go to view, zoom to selection, it's still not. You know that one, you can only be highlighted if you select something. Maybe let's select this column, then we go to view, then we go to zoom, then we go to zoom to selection. So some things you'll not be able to zoom them unless you highlight them. All right, yes, so if you highlight them, then you go to the menu, you can be able to see them. All right, so let us continue. We have been able to see how you can be able to zoom in on your screen using different options. So let's now go to scale. How do you use scale? To set the scale of the currently active window, choose document so that we can set this scale. You'll come to document, then you go to floor plan scale command. All right, so if you want a scale of 1:50, you'll go to document, then floor plan scale command. Then you say okay. You see it has changed. The name of the command varies depending on which window is active. So select either a standard scale from the pop-up list or type or a non-standard scale into the numeric input field. So you can select a standard scale, or you can just input the scale that you want. The name of the given window is displayed in the caption of the dialog box. Standard scales are shown according to either metric or your standards, depending on the length unit settings. So if you want to change the length unit settings, you'll go to option, then you'll go to project preference, then you'll go to working units. You want to change the unit maybe to millimeters or to meters or to inches or to feet. What will you do? You'll go to options, then you go to project preferences, then you go to working units and levels dialog box. You can change the scale separately for every window. So you see, like the model unit, the one that you're using, you can change it to meters. Okay, maybe you can go to the layout unit where you want the drawings to be, maybe in 3 as you print them. You want it to be in millimeters, you can place it in millimeters. Maybe you want the angle unit to be in decimal degrees or radians, or you can change them here. All right, then how many decimal places you want, you will just add. All right, so you'll find that the dimensions now have changed. You see, like this one was distance is 16. If you want in millimeters, you'll go to options, then project preferences, then you'll go to working units. Okay, then you'll change to millimeter, and you see that the the one the it will change. Yeah, what I will do highlighted, it will be able to the dimensions will be able to change, that whatever unit you wanted. All right, so maybe you want to measure using the scale. You can see it is showing in millimeters, but if you wanted it to show in meters, you go to options, then project reference. Okay, you'll first drop it by pressing escape. Okay, you go to options, you go to project preference, working units, and you'll change to meters. Maybe let's change to or to feet and fractional inches. So if you come to measure, you'll see that the measurements now are being displayed as feet and fractional decimals. All right, so we want now to go. You can change the scale separately for every window, just as we have seen. You can also use the scale pop-up for the quick options palette to reset the scale of the current window. Okay, you can use the scale pop-up from the quick options palette to reset the scale of the current window. Where is the quick options? The quick options is okay. Um, quick options. You see, if you want to see to know anything where it is, you just need to hover the mouse on it. So you can go to quick options. Quick options is here where I've clicked beside the scale. If you want to change the scale, you're told that you can just come to the quick options and just change the scale. Maybe you want 1:100. 1 inch equals 100. You see, this one, it changes with the units that you have chosen. For example, first of all, if we want the scale here to be in millimeters, we'll just first go back to options, then we go to project preference, working units, then we change it to millimeters. Once we change it to millimeters, now the scale will be in millimeters. So that you can change the scale very fast, you just come to quick options. Quick options, you click on it, then you come, we want it to be 1:100, you just select 1:100 there. All right, so that one was easy. That is nice that we have been able to do. So you can also use the scale pop-up from the quick options. That one we have been able to see. So after setting a scale, what you see will be a preview of the project if printed or plotted at that scale. So if everything that we are able to see, it is this object if they are plotted at a scale of 1:100. To make a zoomed view match the view at the currently set scale, we want the view to match the scale. You'll go to view, then you'll go to zoom, then you'll go to actual size. All right, if we want it to be exactly 1:100, so if we are able to measure this one, it is up to scale. You see, it is actual size. So anything that you measure, then you want it to appear on the screen on actual scale, you'll just go to view, zoom, then you go to actual size, or you can double click the zoom button. You can double click the zoom button. You see, the zoom button, if you double click it, like this one, increase zoom, you double click it, it will give you the actual size. Or this one, double click it, give you the actual, maybe it was up to there, then you just double click it. But it may not be able to give you the most actual size. So the easiest way to get a very accurate one, you'll just go to view, you go to zoom, then you go to actual size. All right, so that if you want it to have the actual size using the scale that you've given. So we are almost done with the screen. Let's continue. We want to see the scaled or fixed elements. According to their behavior at different scales, there are two types of elements in Archicad. We have two types of elements. First is the scaled elements and the fixed size elements. The scaled elements are scaled according to their real size wherever you change the project scale. Anything that you have drawn will change automatically once you change the project scale. Those are the scaled elements. This one includes all these objects like the walls, the objects, the slabs, all these design elements. You see, they usually change, they may change depending if you change their project scale. But there are those elements that will never change the size, even if you change the scale, the project scale. Those elements, they are called the fixed size elements. So the fixed size elements are printed or displayed on the screen at the size you specify, regardless of the scale selected for the project. For elements that do not have any real size, such as dimensions and arrowheads, you can specify a fixed size defined in either points or millimeters. For example, if we have the text blocks, you had written some text. You know, if you want to write some text, you'll just go to more. Let's look for the text. You'll go to documents and you will write here the size. We want to say drawing. That is the size. We'll choose the font size to be 5. Okay. If we choose the font size to be 5, and we have seen the drawing here. If we change the scale, maybe from 1 is to 100 to 1 is to 20, let's see if it will affect the font size of the drawing. If you highlight the drawing, you can see it's still at 3 millimeters. So these are the fixed size elements. This is an example that despite the scale that you will change and choose for the project, these elements will not change in size. All right, so and one of the example is the text blocks. There are symbol line types. You can set this characteristic for each line type or fill pattern in the line types and fill types dialog boxes. Also, the line types and the fill types will not change in size, but we are told that we can be able to change these characteristics by going to options, then you go to element attributes. Element attributes. If you go to this, like the fill type, you had done a fill, then you changed the scale. If you want it to change, you can change it in fill type. So here you can be able to change the fill type, the type of fill. You go to elements, then element attributes menu. All right. How do you set a different scale for each view? As you save views of your project, the scale is saved along with the view. Naturally, you will vary the scale as your project develops, and you save multiple views at different scales for different purposes. So if you're drawing a very big project and you want to change the views, the scale, depending on the views, maybe you want to see it from far, maybe you want to see it from here, you can go saving the views of your project with the scale that is there is. How to set a separate output scale. The Archicad prints and plot dialog boxes. The print and plot, they are found if you go to File, then you go to print and file, print and file, print and file. Just leave that. Okay, we will conclude with the navigator, the navigator palette. The Navigator palette is actually found on your left hand side of your screen. As you face the screen, on your left side, we have the Navigator palette. The Navigator palette, it's also called the Navigator, is a tree structure that lets you build up the entire logical structure of your project and navigate within it. You can create folders, then copy, drag and drop views and other project items depending on their particular purpose. So this Navigator helps you a lot when you want to create folders or you want to copy or drag or drop views depending on your particular purpose. The Navigator also lets you access views and layouts from external Archicad files. And place them in the layout book of your current project. Maybe you want to import an outside project. You will use the Navigator. The Navigator, fine, you can configure the outputs for publication using Navigator controls. You can configure the output for publication after you're done with the drawing. Now we want to publish the drawing. You can use the Navigator to control everything. So the Navigator displays the whole project tree structure in 4 different maps. Okay, so the first map that we shall have, you see this is the Navigator. We close these quick options so that we can see the Navigator quite well. So this is the project map. The project map provides a tree structure of the components or the viewpoints of your virtual building model. If you click the this is the project map. It shows you the components or viewpoints of the virtual view models. Maybe if you want to see the ground floor, you can see it here. If you want to see the first floor, you just click on the first floor. You see, like here, our first floor is empty because we haven't done anything. The second floor, you just navigate to second floor. If you want to see the elevation, the sections, you go to sections. Using, if you have a drawing, it will help you navigate to different viewpoints. You want to see the east east elevation, you just click on the east elevation, you can be able to see it. Okay, you want to see the north elevation, you just double click there. So it usually gives us a viewpoint. We want to view this building in different perspectives. Maybe you see the elevations, the floors, the sections. The Navigator in the project map will help us to do that. The next thing that the Navigator helps us to do is in the view map. The next icon next to the project map is the view map. The view map includes all the predefined and custom related views of the project files. All the predefined or the custom related created views of the project file. Here we can create folders just as we said, and also it helps us to save some of the past views. We can save them here. You see, it's called the view map, which you shall be able to see this as we continue to use Archicad. You'll be able to see in detail how we use this one. Then the third one, we have the layout book. The layout book contains the layouts defined for the architectural project. You see the layout, you can be able to see, even we have the A4 portrait, the A3 landscape. You want to do the drawing here to print, you just come click here, it will show you the A3 paper. You will come and import the image here, you place it very well, you name the drawings here, then you'll be able to save it and print it. So this is the book. If you want it to place it on a real book, maybe the A4 paper, the A3 paper, the A2 or the A1, this is the layout book where we have the layout for the entire architectural project. You'll be able to understand this as you continue. So the last one we'll be able to see is the publisher sets. The publisher sets, it's here. If you hover the mouse on that icon, you shall be able to show this the publisher sets. The publisher sets, we want to see them. So if you want to see more, you can just scroll. The publisher sets map is a tree structure in which you define sets of views for various output purposes. If you want to print, you'll be able to save those different layouts from the publisher set. You go to printing, if you want to print, to plot, to save to a local hard disk, you want to upload to the internet or the intranet, that is where you'll be able to do all that stuff in the publisher sets. So to switch from one map to another, click among the 4 buttons. You see, we only have the 4 buttons. We start with the project map, then we have the view map, then we have the layout book, then we have the publisher. So if you want to switch, you want to go back to the project map, you'll just come here and choose between the 4 icons. All right. So to switch from one map to another, you just click among the 4 buttons at the top of the navigator. The palette's title bar indicates, you see here in the title bar, it indicates which one you have selected. If you click this one, it indicates you have chosen the view map. If you click this layout book, it will indicate you have selected the layout book. It's easy as that. So the palette title bar indicates which map is currently displayed. The navigator item currently open in the window is shown in bold. Alright, so the navigator item currently open in the window is shown in bold. In our case here, it's not shown in bold. Okay, the one that is on the screen is the one which is shown in bold. Like now, how if we select the A2, if we select the A2, we double click on A2, it is shown. The A2 is displayed in bold. If we want the sheet index, the sheet index is shown on the drawing, it's shown in bold. Alright, so that is what we wanted to see. Now the last thing we shall see is how to display the navigator. Assume there was no navigator on your screen. You opened Archicad and realized that you can see no navigator on your screen. How will you be able to see the navigator? So the navigator is usually displayed by default. If it's hidden, if you open Archicad normally, you'll just be able to see the navigator. But just in case it's hidden, you'll go to the window. Let's go to the window. Then after you go to the window, you'll go to palettes. All right. Then after you go to palettes, you'll be able to see the navigator. All right. Then just wait a minute or two, or a few seconds. Then there it is. It has appeared. So once you see it, that is the navigator. So you'll click on the navigator icon at the bottom of the Archicad screen. You see here we can be able to see the navigator. Okay, if it wasn't there, instead of going to Windows, that was one option. You go to Windows, then you go to palettes, then you go to navigator. Where's the navigator there? You see, it has been able to come up. There was another option. Do you want to see to know the other option? Of course, you want to see to know the other option. You see, like this one, has appeared horizontally. If you want to go to ground floor, you go to A3. Here it has appeared horizontally. Now, if you want to see the navigator in another way, it wasn't there. Assume it wasn't there. You'll be able to you'll be able to click this navigator icon at the bottom of your Archicad screen. If you click on it, the navigator will appear. Alright, if you click on it, the navigator can disappear. You can hide it, so you can choose it. Here at the corner below the drawing, you just click on the navigator icon for the navigator to appear. If you want to hide it, click on it again. It has disappeared. So that was all about the Archicad. It's called the Archicad screen. We have been able to see, or when you open Archicad, and all these screens that you can be, the screen that you can be able to see, what is that you can be able to see. So in the next class, in our next Archicad class, because I want you to teach you how to design using Archicad, we'll be able to look at the guidelines. You see, whenever we are doing drawings, we have to use guidelines. So before we go, let us make the navigator icon, or the navigator appear again. So we'll just go to the navigator icon and click on it, and there the navigator appears. So I hope you enjoyed today's class. I hope to see you in the next class as we look at the guidelines, so that you can be able to see how do we do the guidelines, or the lines that will help us even as we design. All right, so thanks a lot for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, kindly remember to subscribe. We really need your support so that you can be able to make this content for you. So bye bye. Like, share, like our video if you like it. Just give it a thumbs up, share our content, and remember to subscribe, and see you in our next video.